there, I am Michelle Fleming. I'm the marketing manager for Stanley, and we are here at the lovely, fun, exciting Timber Music Festival in Carnation, Washington, where Stanley is one of the sponsors of this really awesome music festival. As you can see here, we've got our Stanley Timber Music cups that are for sale, and super excited to be here. And today we are in the REI Camp Kitchen. We are going to be making some breakfast foods for your camping enjoyment. So let's get started. First thing we are going to do is make some oatmeal, and it's a bourbon maple syrup plus a little bit of bourbon extra oatmeal, and we're going to use our new Stanley Base Camp cook set. This thing is a monster. It holds, it's a pot, it's a fry pan, it's a dish rack. It comes with 4 plates, 4 bowls, spatulas, drying rack, cutting board. It is really the only thing that you need to take with you camping, and especially awesome for these type of music festivals because you want to enjoy your time and want to have a lot less to pack with you. So we've got our frying pan here where we're going to make some bacon. And our pot where we're going to make the oatmeal. We also have some spatulas that come folded down in here, and a spoon, just clips right in. Spoon and spatula. So really you don't have to bring anything with you, and we also have sporks as well. So it's really a nice compact cook set. So I'm going to get this thing started using the jet boils from the REI Camp Kitchen. Make life a lot easier on me. Oop. Clicks right on. And we're going to start, first I'm going to stick some bacon in here. I'm going to actually let it heat up a little bit. Because with this particular pan, it's a 3-ply pan, so it's really similar to your all-clads or some of the things that you would use in your regular kitchen. So I always think it's a good idea to have it heat up a little bit so it's evenly cooking things and you're not, scorching the pan. Because if I put something cold right in here and it's not heated up, it's not going to work very well. But with the oatmeal, it's not so big of a deal because we're going to be boiling water and milk. So I'm going to start with, whoops, spilling some oatmeal already. So we're going to start with our oatmeal as this is heating up. This is going to make 4 servings for 4. I've got 2 cups of water here. And I'm going to put 2 cups of almond coconut milk. Now, I just like dairy-free milk. I'm not a huge milk fan. If you are a huge milk fan and just prefer using regular milk, by all means do that. But I like this one because it adds a nice little nutty flavor to it. It's also has a vanilla flavor. So I think it's super good and adds a really nice extra flavor to the oatmeal. So we're going to let that boil up, and I think that this is ready to go. So we're going to put some bacon in here. All right, and let that cook up. Once this boils, we are going to put 2 cups of rolled oatmeal in there. And we will put 2 teaspoons of cinnamon and 2 teaspoons of ginger. I really like using this prepared ginger. It makes it so much easier than having to just go ahead and peel and mince ginger, and it's just readily available and easy for situations like that, like this one. And then also a teaspoon of the Mexican vanilla. This stuff is super flavorful. If you're getting full Mexican vanilla that doesn't have any extra alcohol or it doesn't dilute it, I would use only 1 teaspoon. If you're using something that is mixed, has a little bit of alcohol or is a little bit diluted, I would probably try, up to 2 teaspoons, maybe 3, depending on your taste. And then also 2 tablespoons of bourbon barreled maple syrup. This one comes from our friends over at Winville Whiskey. Adds a really nice touch of sweetness to the oatmeal. And then if you are a little bit nutty like me, use the Winville Whiskey Rye. You can pour it in and it actually starts coming out, cooking out the alcohols, and you smell it. And when you take a bite of it, you can taste the rye, but it's the sweetness of the rye without all the alcohol. It just adds a nice extra flavor to it. While we've got our stuff cooking here, it is going to take a little bit of time, so I just want to talk about our Basecamp cook set a little bit further. This is one of the coolest products that we have. I have camped with this many times and just totally love that everything is so compact and fits in together, and that if you're only going for a weekend, this is the perfect amount of product to take with you. You don't have to take anything more because really you just need something to boil and something to fry with. And it does really, really, really well over gas, propane, heating source like this. I have cooked with it slightly in indirect heat over a campfire. I think that works, but I definitely would take it on indirect heat if you're cooking with these 2 things. But the other thing is that's super clever about this, our product developers are the best at Stanley. I don't know if you can see this right here, but on the lid that goes on top of this, they have etched in the instructions on how to put this thing back together. It is a little bit of a jigsaw, and this is pretty helpful for me, who I've taken this thing apart and put it back together a ton of times, but still, it's a helpful reminder to get everything back in its place. So I really love this set for so many reasons. Oh, also, the lid doubles as a strainer too. So let's say that you're making spaghetti or some sort of pasta, or like my sister and her family totally make mac and cheese at the camp all the time because the kids, man, they're kind of picky. So mac and cheese works super awesome with this, and you can just strain it right out. And it's awesome for the family of 4. So we've got 4 plates, 4 bowls. You also have a cutting board here. Hide your sporks in here. Oh, this is money. A trivet. You need a trivet all the time when you're camp cooking. I guess you could just set it out anywhere, but of course you don't want to burn the hell out of, your table or even your hand. So this is really nice just to grab here, take it off the stove, maybe grab right here, take it off the stove, or just setting it down and putting your plates or the hot stove or pan right on top of it. Super handy for that. All right, our bacon is cooking up really nicely. I'm gonna flip these guys over. This is like the nicest bacon I've ever made. Holy cow. It just cooks it so evenly. And again, if you let the stove heat up a little bit, heat your pan up, it'll cook it really, really evenly. I think that if you just dropped it in and just let it warm up, it won't do the same, and it'll also stick. This also prevents it from sticking a little bit as well. Okay, so we are gonna finish up this oatmeal. By adding 2 cups of this rolled oats. 2 teaspoons of this already prepared ginger. Two teaspoons of cinnamon, which I already have in here. 1 teaspoon of this Mexican vanilla. Again, if you're using some diluted vanilla, I would probably put 2, maybe 3 teaspoons in there. And then we're gonna go with four tablespoons of the bourbon barrel maple syrup. Give this a good stir right here. And you're going to want to let this cook for about 10 minutes or to your desired consistency. I like mine a little bit creamier, so I'll usually cook it just to the 10 minutes because I like a little bit of that extra liquid in there. And since I like a little bit of booze in my food, I'm just going to add a splash of this rye. Okay, that was a little bit more than a splash, but nobody's really looking. All right, give this a good stir. And we are going to cover it. And you're going to want to check in every couple of minutes and stir it. But again, you'll cook it 10 minutes or to your desired consistency. Alrighty, and this bacon is perfect and done. So I am going to shut this off. I just want everybody to take a look at this. This just is the most perfectly cooked bacon. I love this pan. I'd use this, actually I have used it at home. All right. So since this is going to take a couple of minutes and I really want to catch this show over at Timber, I know that Troy Nelson is emceeing and I love that guy. He's from KXP if you guys listen to that. He is so funny. In any event, we're going to get going and I have come prepared with already made oatmeal in our Stanley crock. I have to say this too. I flippin' love this thing. And actually, me and my sister were talking about this the other day, how much she loves it too, because she's got kids and it makes it so much easier on her life to just make the macaroni and cheese or the soup that she's taken, stick it in there at home, and then bring it up to the campsite and they'll have it for dinner that night, because this will keep things hot for 24 hours. No joke. And it is such a great thing. So I actually pre-made my oatmeal here and we are going to serve it up. In one of our base camp cook set bowls. I'll set this aside here. I gotta say, this smells delicious. I can smell the cinnamon and the bourbon. It has a nice sweet smell, that bourbon. I know people don't think so, but you know, once the alcohol cooks out, it is amazing. All right. Take one of these bowls here. Couple of scoops. And I'm going to add just a little bit more maple syrup because I think maple syrup just makes everything delicious and also super pretty. I'm going to take one of these pieces of bacon out. And voila. Now I'm going to try it. I like a little sweet and savory for breakfast. This is really nice because it adds a little bit of the saltiness from the bacon and the sweet from the syrup. And then you get your good fiber and all that stuff from the oatmeal, which I guess after all the sugar and the salt, who cares, but still good for you. All right, let's give it a try. Mmm, oh good. Mmm. I don't really want to talk with my mouth full, but I totally am going to. Such a good breakfast meal, and with a Bloody Mary, what more can you ask for the morning of camping? So, you can find these recipes on our website at www.stanley-pmi.com. And if you want to purchase any of these fine products that we have here, go to rei.com and search for Stanley and you will be able to find it, or you can find it in their stores. Thank you so much for coming by. I'm going to finish my food and get jamming to some music. Have a good one.